Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie O. If you're new, I'd love for you to do me a quick favor. Go down below and smash up the red subscribe button, and while you're there, also click the bell button so you get notified every single time I post a new video. And if you're old, welcome back. So a lot of you have been hounding me, saying you miss my law school videos and asking me lots of questions about law school and things you want me to answer. I promise you I have a law school Q&A coming, so don't even worry. All your questions will definitely be answered in the law school video. If you hear a bit of noise, I'm sorry. I'm actually filming this on my balcony because lighting, guys. So yeah, just ignore the noise. So lots of you guys have been asking me different questions, and I know that a number of you guys are currently in your bar part 2 and getting ready for externship and bar finals and all of that good stuff. If you have any questions about externship, definitely DM them to me or leave them in the comment section down below, so I can also include that into my Q&A video that I'm going to be filming very soon. But today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 10 tips for passing bar finals once at the Nigerian law school. I'm sure that these tips apply to any law school around the world, but I'm filming this video specifically for the Nigerian law school. So if you're in a different law school, you might just want to watch this video just in case you pick one or two things. But if you're a Nigerian law school student or an aspiring Nigerian law school student, I promise you want to watch this, because these top 10 tips will help you pass bar finals once. So yeah guys, if you don't already know, the Nigerian law school is the only law school in Nigeria for law degree holders to attend and sit the bar final examinations and then become barristers and solicitors of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's basically a brief story of what NLS is about. We have 6 campuses all around Nigeria. We have Abuja, Lagos, Kano, Yola, Bayelsa, and Enugu. If you want to know how to apply to Nigerian law school, I have a video for bar part 1 students already up on my channel, so you can definitely go and watch that. It will be linked up here, I believe, or in the description box down below. So yeah, before I give you my top tips, I just want to say to any VCIT students who may be watching this video, I want you guys to know that delay is not denial, and because you didn't pass law school once doesn't make you any less of a better lawyer than people who passed it once. We all know the system is a bit like this, so don't ever look down on yourself because you didn't pass law school on first try, or don't give up. I know that you can do it, and you know you can do it too. You have it in you. Just try and implement 1, 2, 3 or all 10 of these tips I'm going to give you in this video, and I promise you definitely make it on the other side. The first thing I want to say is, if you're a foreign student, don't spend your time complaining about the system. When I first got into Nigerian law school, I was literally fresh from the UK. Like, I literally landed in Abuja and landed myself in school. I didn't have any breaks. I didn't have any time to chill and soak in the fact that I was actually coming to Nigerian law school. So I spent a lot of my time when I first got into law school complaining. I would complain about the lectures, I would complain about the lecturers, I would complain about the syllabus, I'll complain about the registration, I'll complain about everything. Truth be told, all these things are really frustrating, especially for a foreign student where you're coming from an organized system into a very chaotic mess of what the Nigerian law school system is. But in all honesty, you're not doing yourself any favors by complaining. You're literally just wasting your time sitting down complaining, and this is time that you realize along the line that you don't really have. So what's the point sitting down complaining when you know you still have to go through this 1 year or 9 months of Nigerian law school and you still have to make it on the other side? Why are you spending all your time complaining? A lot of foreign students also spend time arguing with lecturers, trying to prove their points or their opinions. And the truth is that law is very general but also very relative to the country that you're in. So if you're coming from the UK where certain things are allowed or certain things are frowned upon, and you're coming to Nigeria where no one really cares about those things, or those things are very serious in Nigerian law, and you're coming to be arguing with your lecturer, you're wasting all your time, because nobody cares about those things in your exams. Your lecturers want you to write what they've told you, because that's the position of the law in Nigeria. So don't bring your knowledge from where you're coming from and think that you can come and use that knowledge to come and be arguing with your lecturers here. You're wasting your time. It's okay for you not to agree with some points, but you still have to write them down in your exam. You'll be talking about your opinion when you get called to bar, then you can come and start arguing about your opinion. So that's just my piece of advice. So for tip number 1, I'm going to talk about externship. externship is really fast approaching, and I feel like a lot of people don't put enough emphasis on externship. They focus on, oh, what law firm am I going to go to, or what court am I going to go to, or who are the people in my court, or is my law firm going to pay. I feel like those are the worries that law school students have when externship is approaching, and those should not be your problem at all. Like, what you should focus on are law firms that are actually going to help you and teach you and help you to progress in your reading, because externship is literally the only time you have away from classes, apart from your 1 week before exams, to actually study. So during the externship period is when you should be sure that you've covered the entire Nigerian law school syllabus. The law firm I was placed for externship, our principal got us a lesson teacher, so she was also a lawyer in the law firm, and she used to take us lessons. So she used to teach us during work hours, and that really helped me because a lot of things she talked about I hadn't read. I had the knowledge that she shared with us when she talked about the topics and all, so that really helps me a lot. To find yourself a law firm that actually teaches people, because a lot of the things that you learn during externship is what you actually write in your exam. Just in case you can't cover up all the topics before the exam starts, at least you'd have that knowledge from externship. So yeah, as I said before, make sure that during the externship period you actually finish the entire syllabus of law school. If you can finish the syllabus many times, definitely go ahead and do that, but make sure that you finish the syllabus at least once. Tip number 2 is for you to make friends with those on your court attachments and your law firm attachment. This is because a lot of the times you may not have anything you're doing in court. There may not be cases, or court may not be sitting, or court may sit for just a short while, and instead of going back home, you can sit down with the people in your court and gist with them. You guys should share ideas, share knowledge. You learn a lot from listening to other people, and they actually learn from you as well. So it does help you with any topics you're having issues with. You can always sit down and discuss with people in your law firm or discuss with people in your court, and it's just kind of like an added bonus for you. Tip number 3 is that you should join a lesson. You can definitely pass bar finals without being in a lesson, but I feel like it's just kind of like an added advantage. Now I know that there are lessons where people charge like 150,000, 250,000, 350,000. I'm not asking you to join those kinds of lessons because I know not everybody has that kind of cash. If you have it and you'd like to spend it, fine, no problems. But there are lessons that charge like 20,000, 15,000 for the month. Even if it's 1 month you can do, just join a lesson. This helps you because it keeps you busy. It keeps you constantly thinking about your schoolwork and constantly studying. I wasn't in a lesson in law school, and I feel like that's one of the things I actually regret, because I felt like I've always studied on my own. I've never had lesson. I mean, I've been to uni before. Like, I've always read on my own and I've always passed. I've always done well enough. So I felt like I didn't need to join a lesson. I promise you that if you do not join a lesson, you find yourself using your spare time to do idle things, gisting, going to Mami Market to buy suya, while your mates are in lesson. You find yourself spending your time unwisely, and I feel like it's just one of those things that keeps you engaged, keeps you busy, and no knowledge is lost, and it helps things stick in your memory better. So I feel like joining a lesson would be very useful to you. And if you don't have any money and you can't join a lesson, that brings me to tip number 4. Find yourself a study group. Fill your study group with different types of people. Find yourself a study group with people who are ready to actually study and ready to actually pass. This helps you guys remain accountable to each other, because you know that you can't come to study group without having studied anything, because everyone else has studied. So you definitely have to study to go to study group. You guys can share opinions, and you can always ask for help from your study group when you need it. I know that in lesson you may be shy and you may not want to ask your lesson teacher while other people are sitting there, but definitely if you have a study group, fill it with people you're comfortable with, so you can ask even the most stupid questions, and you never know, the stupid question you ask may be your number 1 question. Also make sure that with the people that are in your study group, you become friends with them, because friends are very important during bar finals for your physical, psychological, mental, emotional health. So definitely find yourself good friends that you guys can stick together and like help each other. And you can also do fun things and keep yourself going. Like when you guys decide to take a break, you can do fun things together. I remember there was a study group in law school during my time, and when they wanted to take a break from studying, they would go on fun trips together. So I think they went to Usman Dam together, and they actually built memories, took pictures, and all of that stuff you can easily look back on when you're done with law school and feel like, oh, these people actually made my experience worth it. I actually had a group of friends that we used to study together as well, and we would go on like fun trips into town and just go to cinemas, go and eat at different restaurants and just have fun. And it does help you like keep yourself sane, so you're not constantly always thinking about what you need to study or what you haven't studied or what you're about to study. Tip number 5, read to understand, don't read to cram. I beg you. The reason why I say don't read to cram is because law school, they're like this. So during my time, our exams were to start early in the morning, I think around 9 a.m. and most times we didn't end up writing the exam until like 1 p.m. So if you had read to cram, you enter the exam hall and you don't even have your books with you anymore, so you're sitting down, and like a lot of people had issues because they forgot a lot of the things they had read before the exam paper came at 1 p.m. So if you've read to cram, you probably won't be able to retain all the things you've read until that time. You never know what time your exam is actually going to start. They may tell you 9, it's start by 1. They may tell you 10, it's start by 2. They may tell you 9 and it's actually starts at 9. So just be ready, like be prepared. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't read to cram. Make sure you understand what you're reading. I read to cram some certain things, and to be honest, I forgot as well, but at least not everything. So yeah, tip number 6, use your handbooks well. Like, your handbooks were given to you for a reason, and there's actually a lot of information hidden in those handbooks. I spent a lot of my time like looking at textbooks and trying to figure things out, but the words in textbook would sometimes be so cumbersome and it would just demoralize me. And when I go into the handbook, I realized that, oh, the whole thing has been simplified into 3 pages and I actually understand what I'm studying. I may have to go back to textbooks to get like authorities, like cases and statutes, which is fine, but at least the principles I would understand from reading the handbook. Try and read each topic before the class. Even if you don't read it like in depth, you just skim read. Try and just read it so you kind of have an idea of what your lecturers are talking about when you're in class, and you're not just lost at the back pressing your phone in House of Lords. Even though I'm guilty of it, sharp, but who that won't help? Tip number 7, don't pick topics to read. Don't focus on only hard topics. Oh, I'm going to read topic number 1, I'm going to read topic number 20, I'm going to read topic number 5. I'm not reading this one, I beg. This one is too simple. You will shoot yourself in the foot, I promise you. And I'm guilty of that too. A lot of NLS exams, I spent my time on the hard topics. I spent my time on the more like cumbersome and technical topics, and I entered the exam hall and law school shocked me. Like, law school can shock you guys. They can literally bring out the simplest, easiest thing they ever taught you in the whole year, and you're just like, who was going to read that one? I spent my time reading major, winding up, and I got to the exam hall, and what came out was sole proprietorship, guys. Like, business studies, sole proprietorship. Don't pick topics, read everything. Law school can shock you. Just make sure you're prepared. Tip number 8, don't compare BAR Part 1 exams to BAR Part 2 exams. If you are a foreign student and you were in BAR Part 1 and you felt like, easy breezy, I wrote that exam in my sleep and I passed, BAR Part 1 is pass or fail. BAR Part 2 determines your grade that you're coming out with out of law school. So don't equate the same level of reading that you did to BAR Part 1 to BAR Part 2. Definitely intensify your reading pace. Don't be scared, because it's just an exam at the end of the day. Like, it's not, I'm not trying to say you should kill yourself, but just take it a bit more seriously than you took BAR Part 1. Yeah, so that leads me to tip number 9. Do not be scared. Don't let fear come in, because when fear comes into your mind, it messes up with your brain, it demoralizes you, it shakes you off balance, and it wastes your time. It's just an exam at the end of the day. You've written many exams before now, and you can write this one and you can pass. Keep telling yourself that. Don't let anybody come and scare you. Don't let all these people come in to tell you, oh, me, I've read 53 topics. Oh, me, I've read the syllabus 3 times already. Oh, me, I've read the syllabus 8 times already. Everyone's level or degree or pace of reading is different. So someone may have read the syllabus 8 times, but they can't even talk to you about one topic. And you that you've read the syllabus only once, at least you can talk about 12 topics. So don't compare yourself to anybody, and don't let anybody scare you into thinking you're not ready for bar finals, because only you can determine whether you're ready for an exam or not. Tip number 10: the week before bar finals, make sure that you are winding down and you are taking things slow. Make sure that you are not at crunch time. This is the week where you have no lectures. It will be a free week for you to do your revision. Make sure that what you're doing at that time is actually revision. Don't be trying to cram anything at that time. Anything you haven't studied, just go through it and just try and assimilate, but don't put yourself under too much pressure. Make sure you're also eating well and you're sleeping well. I used to do this thing where after every exam I would go to sleep, and then I would wake up later in the afternoon and then start studying for the next day's paper, because you have your paper every day. So make sure you're eating well and you're sleeping well and you're resting well and your brain is not fuzzy. Make sure that you're not drinking too much coffee, because you can go to the exam hall and have a caffeine blackout, and you don't want that. During this week, majorly just be doing discussions with your friends or your study group, revisions. Don't kill yourself. It's just an exam, please. At the end of the day, you have your whole life ahead of you. Law school is not the determinant of your future, so just take things easy. And finally, this has actually become tip number 11. I said 10 tips and I'm giving you 11. Am I not the plug, guys? Have a motivation for being in law school. Make sure you have something that is driving you to write bar finals. So whether your motivation be making your parents proud, becoming a lawyer, seeing yourself in your wig and gown, whatever it is your motivation is, make sure that it's something that is birthed from your inside, that drives a fire inside you to want to do this kind of thing. Because there are days when law school is absolutely frustrating and there are times you want to give up. I had times like that. I absolutely wanted to drop out sometimes, and I even had like a call to my brother one day when I was having a meltdown. I was just like, I don't think I can do this. I can't write these exams. At the end of the day, what was driving me was wanting to make my parents proud and not wanting to be a failure. And that really propelled me to going into the exam hall, giving myself that push that I needed to study hard and to get through law school. And you should definitely spend a lot of time praying to God, because it's God that gives you that confidence to be able to push yourself to the next level. So just know that it will all be worth it in the end, and when you have that motivation, it will push you through hard times and you definitely be able to overcome. So all in all, those are my top 10 tips for passing bar finals. Don't have a defeatist attitude. Don't feel like you can't do it. It's just law school at the end of the day. It may be hard, it may be frustrating, but you will get through it. So yeah guys, that is it for this video. I'm very grateful for my experience at law school. I'm very grateful for the fact that I went to law school when I went. If you're currently in law school preparing for bar finals, I wish you well. Let me know how your experience is going. Email me, DM me, or leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know if any of these tips actually help you guys out. And yeah guys, if you want to see more videos from me, definitely give this video a huge thumbs up, and I wish you guys the very best of luck in all your exams, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.